Last night's meeting recommended to City Council that we consider leaving the pools open one more week this summer. And I know Mr. Woods here as chairman of the Park Board. If you'd like to come to the mic and speak to that issue. Mr. Hoosman, I think you had some communication with Park Board. Could you kind of bring council up to date as to where that stands?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We spoke of parks tonight, and we're about to get out of here as quick as we can to go off to night out. But I hope that many of you have passed by Sunset Park, and those who are listening and watching have seen the response to having a pool open this year. In the conditions we're now living with, which we've all spoke about, the heat emergency, the attendance at the park has been very good. The pool has been well utilized by families and people from all over town. And Park Board would like to recommend, has recommended, I'd like to stand here and ask if money can be found that we extend the time frame that we have the pool open one more week. It is to officially close this Sunday. And if that happens, we'll have a good 10 days or so before school starts with no pool, and predictions for next week are extreme heat also. So if you would be so kind to consider this, Park Board would appreciate that, and I'm sure many of the citizens in town would also. Thank you.
Mr. Houston?
It's all about money, folks. It's whatever you want to do a week. And the cost will be about $5,000 to keep it open one more week. And if you look at what we paid initially over the 8-week period, that's real consistent with that. So they're not gouging us. That's pretty much the rate we would expect based on that. As far as money left in the fund, there really isn't any. We show money left in the fund, but we put some general fund money in the fund as a primer, so to speak, and we knew we'd have some costs. I mean, we said right from the get-go that we would have costs like trash collection and that type of thing. And that's pretty much where our costs are limited at this point in time. To the credit of SOS and to AK Steel, we are pretty much right on target for where we said we would be for the course of the year. And that's good news. I mean, pretty much what we said we'd spend, we spent. And so the bottom line at this point is there's no money sitting there. However, I mean, this is all, we looked at the forecast for next week. It's a lot like this week. I mean, we, of course, you can't believe weather forecasts anyway, but Monday, high in the mid-90s, Tuesday, high in the low 90s, Wednesday, mid-80s, Thursday, mid-80s, so it's a lot like next week again this week. So certainly if you want to do that, it is $5,000, but, you know, that's why we collect taxes, and that's why we provide services, if that's what you want to do. Where we get the money from, we do have some money in the city manager's budget we could probably use for that purpose if you decide that's what you want to do. So I'll leave it to you.
The attendance, do we have some estimates that you can share with us as far as that's concerned?
We're being told that on the good days it's the 300 to 400 range of people, so it's getting good use. I mean, this has been a wonderful picture all year. We've had a great summer at that pool.
So anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 people coming through on a weekly basis,
yeah.
Which is probably ahead of our record year of several years ago. I think it was only 12,000 that came through that year.
It's about 15,000 on the year we're closed.
That year, okay.
Right.
So that's
but we're attracting a lot of families. The zero tolerance has really brought out the families. Mm-hmm. So it's just not the kids. It's mom and dad coming on weekends as well.
Yeah, it does. Been by a couple times. Well, what's everybody think?
Well, my comment is, you know, we all have emergencies. I had 2 trucks break down today because of all the heat as well. So I have unexpected emergencies and expenses too. So, you know, we're all faced with this. It's a quality of life issue. I myself would like to see us extend, somehow come up with $5,000. I know we get it from somewhere where I don't know at this point. But, and then I'm going to have people call me tomorrow and say, you know, you're not being very frugal with the expense of the city. I understand that as well. But as sometimes you got to look at the overall picture. We're asking people to possibly come out and support us this fall for some issues on public safety. And it's not a trade-off. It's just saying, let's help the community. Let the community help us as well. It's a quality of life issue. I'd say let's extend it for a week. We do have a success track record at this point. It's the best it's ever been. And in closing, I just want to look at and think back about the hundreds of people who have volunteered to make this possible and open this pool up this year. We're not just talking about city staff. We're talking about hundreds of people who come forth to sweep, to paint, to clean, to cut the grass, to edge, to trim, plant flowers. I can go on and on. And I just think we owe it to the people to extend it for another week. Case closed.
Mr. Hoosman, am I correct on what you said, or maybe Mr. Armbruster did not hear that? You're proposing, if council does this, it's coming out of the city manager's budget?
That's right.
I heard that too.
Okay, so, I guess the folks need
not the
to...
city manager's pocket, budget.
Well, I would make a motion that we extend the pool season for 1 week at a cost of not to exceed $5,000.
Second.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you can afford it. I mean, in all seriousness.
Yeah, seriously.
It's not going to hinder your operation.
Yeah.
You better
Valerie keeps track of it.
There you go.
We actually tracked it. We have a fund of money set aside for special projects as they come up, and the fact that also you budgeted for a full-time city manager this year, and you've got a 25-hour-a-week manager.
Right, that's right. I do know there's savings there.
Yeah.
How many hours?
25.
How many hours?
Tell me.
Any other questions?
Let's vote.
Okay. Call roll, please.
Did Mr. Mulligan second?
Second, yeah.
Okay. Ms. Lawrence?
Can I ask for the motion to be repeated again?
Sure.
The motion, Mr. Marconi moved to extend the pool season for 1 week at a cost not to exceed $5,000.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mr. Schiavone?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Ambergy?
Yes.
Mr. Armbruster?
Yes.
Ms. Lawrence? Oh, I did that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I did it twice.
Everybody?
Me. You didn't call me.
Mr. Marconi?
Yes.
I'm sorry.